What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan and I'm BT15, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have a deck profile, yes, another deck profile for the BT15 format. This is a long format here, about another month away until we hit pre-release for BT16, and then it's going to be full bore into the Bandai's program to get us caught up with the Japanese simultaneous translation. That's what the word I was looking for, but it'll be like each format will be like a month long. So this is our kind of long format for the year. So there's a lot going on. And then in fact, there's a lot of tournaments going on before pre-release for BT16. So it's going to take a while for us to get out of this format. And there's so many decks right now. They're really good in Ultimate Cups and Regionals. And this is one of my favorite decks, Beelzemon, Purple Beelzemon. So I decided to try my hand putting this back together because it is one of my favorite decks and still really, really good. Without further ado, let's get into it. And hey, if you enjoyed this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of fun. And hey, if you like these deck profiles, we might have a few more on the way. Like I said, there's tons of profiles that we can do and tons of great decks, and they're all worth trying out if you really love this game. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. We have our Yamons, our ST14 guys. When attacking, once per turn, if the Digimon has Wizard or Demon Lord in its trait, trash the top 2 cards of the deck. So it just increases your mill engine. This is a deck where you mill yourself out, so you gotta be careful, but mandatory, so you just watch out for when you're attacking. Starting with our level 3s, we have the Impmon from ST14. He's the one that if you have 20 or more cards when attacking in your trash, it may Digivolve into Beelzemon from your trash for Digivolution cost of 3, ignoring the Digivolution requirements. So use your Warp Digivolve guy. Really, really good. You don't want to see too many of him opening because you want him to be there at the end because he has to be able to attack. But he's good in the back when you bring him up and you have more than 20, or he's really good when he's summoned off of something, so seeing him in the trash isn't a bad thing. And then he has the your turn once per turn when a card is trashed from your deck, inheritable, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. It's good too. We play 4 of Digimon X-Antibody because it helps you Digivolve for free. It's a really great way to draw more and Digivolve more. It has inheritable when attacking, trash top 2 cards of your deck, so it does accelerate your mill in a stack. And it has the on play when Digivolving by trashing 1 option card in your hand. You may return 1 Digimon card with Wizard or Demon Lord trait from your trash to your hand. So this can be good because there's some cards you don't want in your hand. You don't want Rivals Barrages in your hand. You don't want 7th Cluster in your hand. Some cards get stuck in your hand, and sometimes this helps you get pieces you need into your hand, although you would rather put Rivals and Death Stingers on the top of your deck with a Tamer, but that's, we'll get to that. 2 Impmon from BT2, the one that on deletion mills you to 3. You do need to mill cards, so sometimes this guy's good. And we only play more of him because we can only play 1 of this Impmon because it's limited to 1. We would be playing 3 of that and maybe like 1 of that or none, but the limited EX21 is so good. It gives you plus 3,000 inheritable to if your Digimon has Beelzemon in its name, and then it has the on play reveal top 4 cards of your deck, and then add a Digimon with Beelzemon in its name and an Imako Tamer to your hand. Place the remaining cards on the bottom of your deck, and then it also has the ability when it's milled, other than by its own ability, you mill the next 3 cards, trash the next 3 cards. But yeah, mill. Now we play 1 of this guy because he helps getting on play. You can trash 1 card in your hand. Again, something you don't want in your hand. And, return 1 Digimon with a 7 Great Demon Lords or 3 Musketeers type from your trash to your hand. This can be good because if you get the Beelzemon that summons an Impmon, you can get him and then get another piece. So really, really good. Like I said, getting all those bad option cards out of your hand. That's it for the level 3s. So we play 12 of the level 3s. It's really sad that we can't play more of the X2 Impmon. I'm hoping that eventually he'll get unlimited, but he made the deck so good. On to level 4s, we play 4 Wizardmon. He lets you, when it's milled, you gain a memory from it. And then when attacking inheritable, you may reveal a purple card in your hand and return it to the top of your deck. This is going to be really good in combination with your mill 2 inheritables. Again, you can put things like Rivals Barrage, Death Stinger. They're stuck in your hand doing nothing on the top of your deck. Mill those cards. It also helps you not mill out. So you got to play 4 of him. And we're playing 3 Wizardmon X-Antibody, not 4, and we'll show you in a while. So when Digivolving, you trash the top 2, and if it has Wizardmon or X-Antibody and its traits or Digivolution cards, it gains blocker. That can be super important, keep you from dying. He's got also, when attacking, trash the top 2 cards of the deck, so he mills as well. So again, you gotta be careful. You might have like 6 mills off of 1 attack, which is good, but it can also kill you late game if you're not being careful. And that's why I play 1 Witchmon. Witchmon's really nice because she doesn't have a when attacking inheritable, but she's also got when Digivolving mill 3. And honestly, this guy's so much better on a Wizardmon that I like having. If I don't have the Wizardmon and I'd have to go directly into this guy, I'd rather go into Witchmon. So I think having 1 copy of Witchmon is really good, and it has a plus 2000 inheritable for Demon Lords and Wizards, so that can come up too. And it's a 5 class to hard play. If you really, honestly, it's better to hard play this than to hard play the X-Antibody. So I like 1 copy of that, and that's my 8 champions. On to the level 5s, we are playing 3 copies of the Beelzemon from the starter deck. He's when Digivolving, trash the top 3 cards of the deck, and then when Digivolving, this Digimon gains on deletion. If there is 10 or more cards of your trash, you may play 1 Beelzemon from your trash without paying the cost until the end of your opponent's turn. So really, really good. It gets you to your main guy if it dies, so you don't have to worry about it dying. And then your turn, while this Digimon has Wizard or Demon Lord trait, it gets plus 2000. Again, really good. And we're playing 1 copy of the Beelzemon X-Antibody, which again, when Digivolving, it returns a X-Antibody from your trash to your hand. And when Digivolving, trash the top 3 cards of your deck. You can activate the other one first, so that if you mill the X-Antibody, you can add it back to your hand. And then if this Digimon has Beelzemon or X-Antibody and its Digivolution cards, delete 1 of your opponent's level 4 or lower. It doesn't come up all the time, but it's there. Again, another plus 2000 inheritable for Wizards and Demon Lords. And then the last 2 we play is 2 Milestone Ace. Ace cards are amazing in this format, and just having the ability to ace and disrupt your opponent's plays and add to yours, even if you potentially lose 3 memory due to overflow, it can be really good. So it can hand counter Blast Digivolve. It has blocker, so if the Digimon's smaller than you, you can block with it. And then on play, when Digivolving, you may play 1 purple level 3 Digimon or purple Tamer card from your trash without paying the cost. So you can play your trashed Ayamakos, which will activate their on plays, which is really good. And you need Ayamakos on the field, like you need it. It's a part of the heart and soul of the deck, so this can be really good for that. Or you can potentially, if it's late game and you know your monster's going to die, and your opponent can't win that turn, you can set up a Impmon that you can warp Digivolve for the next match. So that can be really, really good too. So I do like 2 copies of that. I think it's really a good card because your level 5s are so unimportant a lot of the time. The fact that you only run like 6, that I think that this is actually a perfect combination. On to our level 6s, our heart of the soul of the decks. We have the EX2 Beelzemon that when it mills itself, you can play an Impmon for free. And then when attacking, you may trash the top 2 cards of your deck, then delete 1 of your opponent's level 3 or lower. For every 10 cards in trash, add 1 to the level. So that the effect can choose. So really, really good. You need 3 of them, I think, because you want to see those Impmon summons. They're important. I saw some people playing 2, but I think 3 is better. I do like the Beelstar build, giving you Rush, but I think this is just more consistent for the deck overall. We play 2 of the ST14 Beelzemon. When Digivolving, trash top 4 cards of your deck. All turns, once per turn, when this card is trashed from your deck, gain 1 memory for every 10 cards in your trash. And then your turn, once per turn, when this card is trashed from your deck, this Digimon gains security attack +1 for the turn, so you get to check 2 cards. and he is a cost 4, which is expensive, although if you warp Digivolve into him off the Impmon, he's only a cost 3. 2, Beelzemon X-Antibody. He's the guy that closes out the game for you. Digivolve 1 from Beelzemon. When Digivolving, if this Digimon has Beelzemon or X-Antibody in its Digivolution cards, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack for every 10 cards in trash. So this can get you game, late game. You attack, trash all their cards, and then you go, the attack swings in through game. And then on deletion, you may play one Digimon card with Impmon in its name from your trash without paying the cost. So he gets you that Rush Impmon back, so you can go into it again. And then lastly, we play Beelzemon Blast Mode from the starter deck. When this card is trashed from your deck, delete one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon. For every 10 cards in your trash, increase the level, so it's a really good mill. And you can set that up with a Tamer too to get rid of your opponent's problem cards. Also, when Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. If you have 20 or more cards in your trash, gain 3 memory. So you can Digivolve into him for 1 late game, and potentially get 2 swing with your monster, and unsuspend, get another swing for game. So that can be really, really good. So we do play 1 of him. And then that's it for the monsters. Getting into the end of the stuff, we have 4 copies. Imaka. I was playing 3, but I feel like you need 4. You need to see it because you want that memory, and you want to be able to put cards like Rivals Barrage, Deathslinger, Wizardmons back on the top of your deck so that you can mill them and then get more memory, get more free stuff. So you definitely want multiple Imakos. And then, of course, play cost 3 is not bad. And then on play, it reveals the top 4 cards of your decks and then adds a card with Evil Wizard or Demon Lord among them to your hand and places the rest on the bottom. So you do want to see that too because it's one of your searchers. In fact, because this is at 1, you're basically your main searcher. And then the gaining the memory is just so good. So you do want to see this card, and that's why the Myotismons are really great, because if you trash a bunch of them, you can play them off the Myotismon. And it's just such a good deterrent against your opponent attacking. Lastly, we have the options. We play 4 Rivals Barrage, 7 cost option. And then when it's trashed from the deck, you may put it in the battle area. Its main ability is to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level. And then its delay ability is to return a purple card, trash it to return a purple Digimon or Tamer from your trash to your hand. So you gotta play 4. It is cloggy in the hand because you don't want to play it. You'd rather see it in security or see it milled. But you can use the Imako to put that on the top of the deck. You can also ditch it with Impmon, although you won't get its main abilities unless it's milled. We play 2 7th Full Cluster. This is your kind of ace in the hole. You want it in the trash. When one of your Digimon digivolves into Beelzemon X-Antibody, by returning this card to the bottom of your deck, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. And then main, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. So again, really good in security. You're never gonna play it from your hand. Hopefully not. You want to see it in security. You want to ditch it with cards or put it on for a mill so that it's in your trash for when you go into Beelzemon X-Antibody. Play 3 Deathslingers. I'd like to play 4, but the space in this deck is so tight, and I like the way it's running right now, so I went down to 3. Sometimes it's like a choice between you want 3 of that or 3 of this. Although I do have the 4 Wizardmon, which also gives me memory, so I have 7 plus memory with this that I can gain from milling. So I think that's enough. And honestly, you don't want to see too many of the copies of this in your hand too. You have 1 copy, it's fine, but you want to be able to mill this as much as possible. And then we play 2 Wisdom Training, because Wisdom Training is cracked and gets you your pieces, gets you your Tamers, super good. And 1 X-Antibody, because this does have the Beelzemon X-Antibody. And if you can't go into Beelzemon, being able to go into him, get his ability, trash all the cards, and win the game, super important. So that's the deck, guys. That's how I like it right now. Imako at 4 is an absolute must, I feel. And I think that this is still an amazing deck. And I really love the synergy it has. Still love it because it's a mill deck. It's one of my favorite decks of all time. I played this back in EX2. I didn't get to play it when the starter deck came out as much as I wanted to. Would have loved to practice with it more, get better at the combos. But this is a very combo-oriented deck. You gotta need to know how many cards you're milling so you don't mill yourself out. And you got to know what your opponent's doing, as well as being limited to 1 of this guy does hurt you a lot. But it's still topping events, so it's still a powerful deck, and I really love it. Hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. Tell me what I could do better. Always appreciate it. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.